often get asked what it's like to work at Google. Pretty cool, I have to say. They do still operate an open plan office, so if you're used to open plan offices, that's not going to look and feel very different. There are some really exciting things though. Free food is one big one. There's a company kind of cultural perspective, is that you eat dinner with your family, right? And through those kind of dinner time conversations, you would maybe talk about your day and talk about new and exciting things that you wouldn't otherwise do. So by kind of offering free food, you are facilitating those discussions that you would have with your colleagues and that kind of stuff. And it allows you to kind of to blur the lines almost a little bit between kind of colleagues and friends, and maybe use those sessions to talk about stuff and build new ideas and that kind of stuff as well. So free food, and it's amazing food as well, as to call out. I think pretty much every office, on every floor in every office, has some form of micro kitchen, so all the snacks. Quite dangerous for your waistline, I will say, but definitely indulged. The office spaces are amazing, so every office has a kind of a different look and feel. There's quite a few offices in London. There's 4 big ones at least, and each of them will look and feel slightly different as well. So that's quite exciting as well. Whenever you get to go to a new office somewhere in the world, it's always gonna be like, what's it look like, and what's the decor and the theme gonna be, and always some random kind of good Instagram content to pick up. From a site perspective and like a well-being perspective, the offices are open 24/7. They come with gyms, so if you're living in the city and you don't want to go to gym pass, you can just use the work gym whenever you want. A personal favourite thing of mine is I can take my dogs to work, so they're called Douglers, you can most offices walk around and see at least 3 or 4 dogs kind of walking around the office, which is great. And then from like a company kind of cultural perspective, I think it's really interesting as well. There's a huge focus on transparency inside the company, so which is sometimes difficult to do with a company of kind of Google's size, but we have regular meetings where the CEO will kind of stand up and talk about some of the big projects that Google's working on, and some of that will be in the public eye and some of that won't be, and there's an element of trust that we just kind of maintain and kind of get involved and get excited. And in those kind of forums, anyone can ask a question. They have the online kind of question things that the CEO, so Sundar, will go through and answer in the moment, or delegate to one of the teams if it's more appropriate. So that's really interesting. And the other thing I really like about the company culture as well is there's kind of this mantra of assume good intent. It's something that's quite important to me after seeing a really good TED talk. But acknowledging that sometimes things don't go to plan, right? Or things don't work out the way they should have done. And there's sometimes a default human behavior where you think, why did that person do that? Are they trying to sabotage me, or is that intentional? And through the lens of always assume good intent, you can stop and think, well, I wonder what this person was trying to do by doing that. And by taking that good intent approach, you tend to have much more of a collaborative response to whatever problem has been created, right? To get it back, and a better learning process as well. So the fact that the company talks about assuming good intent, and it's so important to me, was a really exciting move.